All right, everybody. All right. I am so excited to be back with you on Teen Talk Live. I am your host, Ann Dillard. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. And tonight we are bringing some exciting activities to you. So I want you to help me welcome my business bestie and our guest for tonight, the one and only Sabra Starnes. Welcome, Sabra.
Hey, so
Hey, I'm
I love being on the number one mother-daughter talk show. I'm excited to be here.
it's amazing because look, I have to put a couple of those mother-daughter topics in as well because I've been getting so many calls during this time.
I
So
believe it.
many,
I believe it.
right? And I'm just really excited that you're able to join us this week
Yeah.
to kind of help people out. So let's start off by telling people who you are and what it is that you do.
Yes. So I'm a clinical social worker. I'm licensed in Maryland and DC, and I'm a registered play therapist supervisor where I have a practice in Maryland where I focus on children 3 to 14 and families, and I use play therapy as a way for helping families and children to express themselves, to play, to interact, to heal, to deal with whatever they may be dealing with. And then I also am a play therapy trainer. So I provide webinars, workshops for those who are going to become credentialed to become a play therapist, or those who just want to really learn some good skills on becoming around play therapy, sand tray, and expressive therapy. And I'm a grandma, and I have my granddaughter's 3 years old today. So that's my
Happy
most important thing.
birthday to you. Yes, thank you for spending her birthday with me. That is
Yes, no, it's
amazing.
fun. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Sabra, let's talk a little bit about, why is it important to incorporate some play activities in our daily lives, in the stressors that people are currently going through?
Yes. Yeah, definitely like that you said daily lives because I think play needs to be a constant thing. A lot of times we try to plan fun, we try to put it on the calendar, but really what kids need is small doses or big doses of play throughout their day from, when they wake up until they go to bed. And that doesn't mean parents have to, go and buy the wow toy or something. It really, the most important thing is that connection, that nurturance and interaction with the parent and the child. And I definitely right now everyone's together and in the home, and which is wonderful, but it also is creating a time of stress for the children and for parents to kind of now feel a little bit more around how do I keep my child occupied, how do I entertain them, what do I do. And I really encourage parents to take this time to go old, I'm going to call it old school, put down the
Yeah.
devices, put down those electronics, and play together. I play therapist that is in your area did a video of playing hopscotch with her kids, and it was like so fun to see that, things that just don't require batteries are and help our kids to grow their brain, grow their physical energy, and for parents to play and have fun.
Right. And I think that's really important because when I was growing up, parents in my where I grew up didn't really play with their children. And so there wasn't that great value emphasized on play. But as I was as learning and going through my educational process, I learned, how important play is to children,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how they learn about the world around them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. I think that's amazing. And so I incorporate play in my therapy sessions as well. And I incorporate play with my children. And what a great time to give parents permission,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? To just let it all hang out and
Yep.
play.
And have fun. Yep. That's been my homework for families. Just have some fun, find the silver lining in this for themselves as parents and for their children, to help their children really work through the stress that this is maybe creating for children. And that's your child, your 2-year-old all the way up to your teen, who may really be expressing and dealing with this in some various different ways. And it helps to not also, gives you time, it gives parents and families to not always have to talk about what's going on. Play just gives you a chance to kind of release tension, release energy in a really healthy way, kind of shut things down from what we know is a lot of information overload right now.
Yes, and that is so true. Let me just take a pause and welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining us. If you are here, hey, Megan, Victoria, Olivia, Missy, Sada, thank you for joining. Hey, we are international all the way from Senegal. All right.
Yes.
So I'm excited for all the people who are joining us tonight, just to take a break from all the stuff that's going on and all the stress, and just talk about how do we incorporate play, and to share some fun play activities that you can do together as a family. And I couldn't think of anybody better than the play therapist extraordinaire herself, Sabra, who is with us. So okay, really. I thought about opening up the segment with a dance off.
Oh, hey.
I knew you would be ready.
Yes.
So how do you want to do it? Do you want to share the handout, or do you want to introduce the activities first?
Yes, no, I'd love to share the handout so that people can see the different handouts, and then I'm going to go over, share the activities, and share some actual activities that you are able to use. So I will definitely I'll share my, let me get my,
and if you want me to, I can try that as well. If
okay.
hopefully.
Yep, I got it. It decided to hide from me, so I'm going to pull it up. Here it is. Okay. Let's see. There you go. And I will just make it big so that we can see it.
Yes.
Let's see. You know what I'll do? Let's see. Let me do a quick move. And this is a handout, and that I'd like for people they can have access to it.
Okay.
And so I'll make sure that we can either post it in the comments. If I just give me a sec, I'll download it really quick, and I'll bring it up so that we can see. Okay.
And I forgot to tell people that you are the Canva queen. And if they come to the Powerhouse retreat this fall, you'll learn more about that.
Sorry, let's see. It is hidden from me. Just was here.
All right. While you're looking up, let me say hello to Victoria Campoverde. Hey, baby. Thank you for joining. Thanks for everybody who's here with us. Say hello, post a comment, let us know that you are with us, and you are excited for some play activities.
Okay, here we'll do one more time. We'll give it second time's a charm. All right.
All right. Now, if you don't get it, I have it, and I can pull it up too.
Okay. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's do a share.
Yep.
There we go.
And again, tonight we're talking about play activities.
So
there we go.
The working with families, one of the things that is really the foundation for play for me is connection and nurturance. So a lot of the activities and play, when I do play therapies with families, it's really help them to connect to each other, connect using eye contact, using touch, using hugs, high fives. So really getting a family to interact with each other using a nonverbal response to each other, that really for children, a lot of times they don't often need to always hear words words or something said, but really when they can feel a mother's heartbeat or a father's heartbeat or a grandmother's heartbeat, when they can see each other and connect, it helps everyone kind of slow down and get more intentional about the relationship. So these are 5 activities that I have found really to use. And also what is wonderful about these activities is you don't have to go buy anything. These are things that you're going to have at home, or you're going to just use your hands, your toes, and your fingers and your hugs. So I like to make it easy for parents, like right now, nothing that need to go to Amazon for. So
or the dollar store, right?
Dollar store. This is stuff that you can use at home. And these activities for kind of helping around calm in self-regulation, self-soothing. And these are activity ideas from a book that I love and I've used for forever. It's I Love You Rituals by Becky A. Bailey. And so these are some activities that the book has different ways in that you can use around nurturing connection, brain-based activities. So the first activity is silly interactions. And these are as an activity that you could do in the morning around transition. Maybe that your child wakes up worried and wonders maybe about a family member that's not close by, or worrying about starting school virtually. And this would be an activity that you could do as a quick and easy in the morning, as a hug, as a wake up interaction, or when you're maybe transitioning. Right now, often schedules are kind of not as always structured. So this could be something right maybe before starting homework or starting to get ready for bed. So one of the silly interaction activities I'm going to share that is one of the ideas. It's using where you would have both of you, the parent and the child, or this could be both parents or the whole family come together and do what's called it's a family handshake. And again, I know I think about growing up, my parents, we would have this like our special handshake that only I knew, and my parents and my sisters knew. So this is where you have as a family, everyone gets to kind of decide what they're going to do. Maybe one person's decide we're going to start with a thumb, and then everybody kind of everyone connects their thumb and it comes apart. And then another family member gets to decide we're going to use both fingers and we're going to clap. So by the end, you have kind of a rhythm, you have some movement, but it's a special handshake, and you don't have to make it complicated. It can be easy. And I'll say what I love about kids is they remember. Parents are like, might forget, but they remember and will want to say, oh, can we do the handshake? And some a family might want to say, let's do our silly handshake, or let's do the Johnson handshake. And so it's something that maybe when the child is becoming anxious or becoming upset, this is something that can kind of get them refocused on to something that's fun and interactive. And again, it's bringing the family together in a way that's not around the daily chore. You're not asking a child to sit down. You're doing it in a way that really helps you connect in some simple, easy ways. And this is something that's great to use when you go to the store, when you go places, and it's kind of that fun secret thing that only you each other know. So it gives you something to kind of connect you in a special way. So there are, in the book, they talk about some other different ways you can use some silly interactions. Another one that I like to do with families is just a simple one. Everyone blows air into their cheeks, and everyone goes around and lightly pops it. And with this too, again, you're giving something that is connecting, and you're wanting to make sure doing it in a way that's soft and gentle, but it's maybe a nice way for after you've done a bedtime story, a little bit of sensory, a little bit of noise, fun making noise, using eye contact. And then so again, these are really kind of easy, quick, they don't take a lot of thought and preparation. And right now, I think that's really important too, is there's already so much going on right now that not to have another thing to have to kind of learn and figure out. These are things you can easily do, and they're fun.
Wow, I really like that. And I like that you can do it anywhere and you don't need anything but your bodies.
Yes. Yep. And then the other silly interaction is called, and that was the one I just showed was a family handshake, but this is one, it's called the silly it's called the yes and no game. And so really, again, doesn't require you to have anything. You need to just, the preparation for this is you would either want to maybe be sitting down on the couch, maybe sitting on the floor. And what you'd want to do is have everyone gets it's a game where they get to play. Maybe this might be around if a child is maybe feeling grumpy, or if they're not wanting to, maybe having a hard time kind of cooperating with what's going on in the schedule or in the day. And so the yes or no game would be example, like the parent could say, do you want me to copy you, and do you want me to say it's time to go for dinner in a small voice, or do you want me to say in a loud roar voice? And so the child gets to decide, yes, I'd like to have you say it in like a tiger, or an angry lion, or a silly bear, or like a mouse. So it gives again, what also is happening is a parent might start be getting a little frustrated, the child's not listening, but then you kind of turn everything upside down, and you're still asking, you're still going to get to the expectation, but you're going to give yourself as a parent and a chance to be silly and to have some fun. So it's getting things moving instead of keeping a child stuck.
I
And that may
love
be,
that.
in a way, they sometimes kids get kind of, when they get stuck, and it's really that their mind is kind of set up into a way, thinking like, I want to do it this way, I want to be in control of what's going on. And when a parent, instead of doing the power struggle, kind of goes
Yes.
into it, goes with it versus going against it,
Oh,
children
wow.
often can respond in a different way.
Wow. Olivia said, thanks for the information. Shout out to Charlie and Natalie and Olivia, Derek and Kevin, James, Javante, Illy. Thank you all for joining us. This is fun here tonight.
Right. Oh, good, good. I'm glad to, yes, I'm enjoying. The next one, this is one of my favorites. It is a soothing and relaxing game. And it's called putting lotion on hurts. And so talking with
Mhm.
children right now about things that may hurt on the inside, things that may be hurting right now in their world, not getting to see their friends, not getting to go to the pool, not getting to go out. So giving a chance where you can use, you could use a band-aid kind of as an example, to say, sometimes we have a hurt on the outside, but we also can have a lot of hurts on the inside, and they can make it can make us feel sad, it can make us cry, it can make us have a lot of different feelings. And I like talk about helping kids see we can have double dip feelings, where we might have a lot of different emotions about one thing. And right now with the crisis, a lot of different emotions are going on for kids and for parents.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
the work helping the putting lotion on the hurts is, you would just have a bottle of lotion, it can be any lotion, and you would the parent would put a dot on each child to start, and each person would get to share, maybe where, if they're having saying, I felt really sad today when I went on to my school visually, and I didn't get to see my friend. And so the child could get to figure out, maybe they want to put that hurt feeling on their hand, maybe they want to put it on their heart. And then the parent would also be able to put that hurt and say, I'm really sorry that today that this happened. So it gives a child a sensory, something that feels nice, that feels comfortable. And it's not like you put lotion on your child in the morning where you're kind of lotioning down. This is a real nice,
Right, right.
this is a nice, I've had parents go in, this is a nice, nice and gentle. If they're ashy, you don't try to, lotion, get them oiled up. You just give them a nice kind of little lotion of that, and let the child decide where they would like it to go. So you're honoring, the child's ability to say where they want that connection, that physical connection to be. And then each parent, the adults do the same. So, too, again, this gives an opportunity to be silly. Maybe, put it on your nose. Maybe I had a really hard day at work, and the parents are like, oh, work was hard, I have a hurt right here, or my heart hurts because I'm worried about what's happening in the world. So it can open up some discussion. That hurts can be small and can be big, and sometimes that
Yeah.
what we can do is just know we may not always be able to take the hurt and shame, away, but we can talk about it so it doesn't get bigger, or we don't have to keep
Yeah.
keep it secret. So this is, I think, too important time right now for that connection, in a way that's, again, gentle, nurturing.
Yes.
Siblings can do that to figure out, oh, it really hurt when you called me a name, or you didn't share your toy, so that people can problem solving, and solutions can
Yes.
happen in a really gentle way.
Love it. Love it. Wow.
The next one is a fun one. Again, it's using your fingers. It's interactive fingers plays, and where this one you would use, one of the games that you could do, it's warm hands, and it gives you, in the book, it talks about coming up with kind of a sing song or a story about our hands. And so maybe the story
Uh-huh.
would talk about our hands are for touching, our hands are for holding, our hands are for help to hug, and to, so parents maybe together could talk about how can we use our hands in ways to show how we love each other, how we're taking care of each other. And then can use it to come together and really maybe do, everyone stacks their hands. And
Yes.
then at the end, I like to let the little, and that's what the youngest in the family say, like what they're gonna say. What should we say when we all stack our hands up? And we might say, "We love each other," or "It's almost time for dinner." Something to kind of get things going in a way that it's a great way for the morning, like kind of team huddle, like we're gonna have a
Yes.
great day.
That's
and
it.
you know, and it doesn't, again, take a lot of conversation, because I think that sometimes we as parents, we can say too much, and kids just need a little bit of our a nugget of what we want them to do, and kind of get things going.
I love it. I love it. Warm hands.
And then the last one is using the game hide and seek. And I think I still like to play hide and seek. So I think that's a fun one, because it gives and there's not, again, you don't have to go out. There's no game. There's no batteries for it. You just get to play a fun game, and incorporating it like at bedtime. Again, when maybe a child who is having a hard time settling down, or hard time powering down from the TV or from the day. And so instead of going in with something, using something soothing as a soothing game, you might play that also. But also, for some kids, giving them a little bit of an active movement, but and then before settling into bed. So where this, you could do hide and seek maybe in the child's room. I think also it's fun to for the parent to also hide, and using that, or the hide and seek could be maybe taking, and one of the child gets to choose a stuffed animal, or maybe something, and that's something everyone goes and looks for together, and then they find it. You can, and for the parents to kind of structure it so it doesn't turn into a whole night activity. We might say, okay, we're going to play 2 rounds of hide and seek, and one person, I use your phone, put a little timer out. We've got 10 minutes to play, so that it gives some structure to it, and that when it's over, you don't have a child like, oh, I don't want to end, but they're aware of what the timing of it. Like, I like to give parents to say, oh, we got 5 more minutes left, we got a minute left, and, oh, all right, the game's over for tonight, so that the child
Yeah.
knows where things are going, and it doesn't have an abrupt halt to it. So it gives this could be where you could do hide and seek, where they do the counting, make it kind of be, and it gives you opportunity to be creative. Maybe you play hide and seek before dessert, or before a transition. For children, this will give them a lot of ways to help them kind of just go with the day to day. And I'm really telling parents, again, be easy on themselves. So all you parents, be easy on yourself. There's no manual for this. It's just
That's
raking.
right.
The best thing the most important thing that your kids need right now is you. And also, most important, the analogy of the airplane. If we don't get our oxygen as parents, if we don't make sure we're taking care of ourselves, and calming our worries and thoughts, we're going to not be any good for our kids. So taking care of ourselves is really critical. Making sure that you do your self-care, and having it, even if you like need to make a list, here's my self-care thing.
Yes. That's awesome. That's right. That's so important. And I love these because they're practical things that don't require you to spend money. It just requires you to be present, right? And available.
Yeah.
And that's what we have a lot of right now.
Yes.
Time.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Wow, wow. So if we can go ahead and stop sharing the screen, and we'll make sure that we put this handout in the comment section so people can have this. And if you
Yes.
are joining us on the replay, please let us know that you find value in this information that we're sharing, and like and share it out so other people can get benefits from this, because it is so important to reduce the stress during this time of crisis. It's so important to do whatever we can and to give parents some strategies to really help navigate their
Yes.
time with their young ones. So,
Definitely.
Sabra, this is really great. So tell people what's coming up for you and how they can find you.
Yes. Well, I'm real easy to find. It's Sabra-Starnes on Facebook and Instagram. And then my website, sabrastarnes.com, is where you can find out where I have upcoming play therapy webinars for clinicians who want to really who are wanting to learn techniques and interventions to use with children, teens, adults, and families. So I have a webinar coming up on Saturday that's going to be focusing on using play therapy and working with children who have been adopted and talking about attachment and using these techniques that are really nurturing and relation based.
That is so exciting. And so we can find you on Instagram, we can find you on Facebook, the webinar queen, right? I'm so excited about that. And give a shout out for Powerhouse and our early bird registration.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you for that. Yes. So those of you women entrepreneurs, get yourself ready. November 13th through the 12th through the 15th, we will be in Maryland. It's going to be at the Chesapeake Spa and Resort in Chesapeake Beach, Maryland. And this is for a woman who wants to get away and really work on her business as a business idea. And so we have early bird tickets are up and open. I've extended it to June 28th. And so reach out to me if you have more questions, if you talk one-on-one more about that. I'd love to have you and have you come join myself, Ann, and Tori at the beach.
Excellent, excellent. I'm looking forward to it. This is our third year and it's
Yes.
going to be amazing, right? So, Sabra, I just want to say thank you again for joining this episode of Teen Talk Live, where we're sharing so much information to help families connect through this time of crisis and just focus on having some fun. I appreciate you and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Good night, everyone. And thank you for joining this episode of Teen Talk Live.